So my name's Dan Jenkins and I'm head of the Gatsby Plant Science Education Programme. That's a programme which is all about trying to enthuse the next generation of plant scientists. And we're based in the University of Cambridge, part of the Sainsbury Laboratory in the Botanic Garden. So within my role in the Gatsby Plant Science Education Programme, I deliver a programme which works to inspire the next generation of plant scientists. We're working to develop that pipeline of plant scientists, so we work with school teachers and we help create curriculum-based materials to show that plant science is an engaging and inspiring part of the biology curriculum. We work with post-16 students and we work to inspire them to see that through their A-level biology, plant science is more than just that photosynthesis and cell wall topic. And then we work with undergraduates to try and show them that plant science can have various elements of career choices for them. We run a summer school and we bring undergraduates from universities across the UK to a week-long event which has amazing speakers and plant scientists that we gather from across the world to show that plant science is a very broad and interesting career that you can go into. We bring them to an activity where we've got practical classes. So we've got this confocal microscope that we ship out here, and they're allowed to look at really high-tech bits of kit that they wouldn't normally be exposed to through their undergraduate careers, just to demonstrate that there's an awful lot that you can do within your plant science career. I think I first became interested in plants when I was quite young, gardening at home. I remember having a kind of an epiphany where I was sowing some runner beans and I had this seed in my hand and I thought, how does that turn into this runner bean plant? And at the time, I was just fascinated by that. I think I forgot about it then, and then later in my school studies, I was at sixth form, thinking about where do I want to go, what kind of career do I want? And I was really passionate about healthcare, and I thought biomedicine was probably a space for me. And I did an A-level biology project. I remember it really well. The Flavour Saver tomato had just been brought out, which is a genetically modified tomato. And I thought, ooh, I want to know more. Is this going to be the thing that can help feed the world? Is this going to be the game changer? It's a very complicated story since then in terms of genetically modified foods. But actually, that really sparked my interest in plant science. So I went to university, studied botany. I had a really interesting experience in that some of my peers said, why are you studying floristry? Why have you gone to university to study about flowers? They didn't understand. They didn't get this kind of, actually, that it's not just the surface that you're looking at in plants. There's more to it. So beyond my studies in botany, I worked at Kew Gardens. I did a sandwich year, a placement year, and worked with carnivorous plants and endangered plants in a micropropagation unit there. That was really interesting in terms of thinking about the breadth of plants, the ecosystems, and that endangered nature of them. After university, I went to a research lab and worked as a research technician, just kind of trying to think, where do I want to go? What do I want to do in life? And worked in botanical epidemiology, looking at potato disease. I think I learned then that perhaps research career wasn't quite for me, but what I was still really engaged with was trying to get other people to understand why plants are important, why we should be learning about them. But I know you can't just tell people that, because that doesn't work. So I studied a master's degree in science education, a little bit of studies in science communication to try and think about how I might be able to make that difference. And whilst doing my studies part-time, I worked in a teacher training college as a lab manager to try and support the science PGC students in their journeys towards becoming biology teachers. And that's where I came across the organisation Science and Plants for Schools, which is part of the Gatsby Plant Science Education Programme that I now lead. And a role came up within that organisation to lead some of their resource development. And it's kind of my dream role in terms of helping others inspire other people with plants. I'm really enthused in this role. I'm passionate about plants, but I know other people aren't. And what really, really drives me is those occasions where you see that spark. So we run teacher training programs where we work with trainee teachers and their trainers as well. And sometimes it's just a case of reminding people that plants have that ability to be able to create that spark. And you can see it in a session. You can see them looking down a microscope and a really effective practical technique of looking at root tip mitosis, for example. You can see they go, wow. And that's what you kind of want everyone to have the opportunity to do. We don't need everybody to be a plant scientist, but we want everyone to have that ability to see the spark, to see the interest in plants that you can get. So those kinds of elements of the role are what drive me. And the breadth of activities that we do to inspire as many people as we can with the funding that we've got into plant science.